Welcome friends to my quick video about running AI models on the framework desktop. So I have the one with the 128 gigs of RAM, and I'm learning how to do AI stuff. So what I did was I downloaded the thing called LMStudio, and I have a whole bunch of AI models downloaded. So the purpose of this video is to show you in real time the loading times and the performance of different AI models that I've seen with this system. So you're seeing the screen as I'm seeing it, and I'm gonna show you, okay, Control Shift Escape, and you see my GPU over here, it's set to 96 gigabytes. This is a setting you could do in the BIOS of the framework desktop, where you could take the 128 gigabytes of unified memory and set 96 gigabytes to the GPU. So that's what I did. Right now I'm using up 31 gigabytes uh, of the memory. So it's split up 96 gigabytes and 32 gigabytes for the operating system. So obviously I have some things running here, and not sure what's taking up the RAM. I don't really have much Chrome tabs open. I don't even have Chrome open. So let's just get to it. So right now, the biggest model that I could run from here is this thing called OpenAI GPT OSS 120 billion parameter model. So in the settings, you could set this thing called context, and you could ask it a lot of different questions. So this is the most powerful model, and it looks like it could do between 37 and 40 tokens a second. So let's ask it a question. Teach me about SSH into VS Code to run Docker containers on my Zima board. 2. So let's see what it could teach me. Okay, so this is set up. SSH server, Docker engine, VS Code on your workstation, latest stable. So it's cool. You could click the links. It gives you links to download stuff. This is the 120 billion parameter model. You got to log in as the root user. Something about SSH. Copy the public key to the Zima board. Interesting. Build your own image from a Docker file. So this is pretty usable, I would say. 40 things a second. What I also like is that I'm used to gaming PCs, and those have a lot of they make a lot of noise when you're running them. I could barely hear it. It's underneath my feet, the computer is, and I really don't hear it. It has I bought the one with the Noctua cooler fan edition, and I think it's the solution to the RAM shortage. Don't just buy separate RAM. You should just get a pre-built PC, for example, with framework desktop right here. Configure now. And it looks like you could buy one. I don't know if it's going to come right away. So this is the version I bought. And I brought my own hard drive. And I brought my own hard drive. And I brought my own thing. And I bought this Noctua fan. Because I think that's the best one to have, because it's supposed to be the quietest. Power cable, I have my own power cable. Side panel, I just have the black one. Tiles, you could do the quick select. Expansion cards, quick select. Add to bag. Ships within 5 business days. So that's the price you're looking at for this desktop PC. Um, it's super small, it's super quiet, takes up very little things, and you could actually run really heavy duty models that a lot of computers wouldn't be able to run because you could have that setting in the BIOS to do the GPU with a lot of things. So let's get back to the model. So it finished it at 33.58 tokens a second. So it gives you Zima board specifics. Let's do a copy this. Let's do the Zima board. See, this is one of those things, I guess some things are not available from the AI model. So you have to be very careful with this stuff. However, it does seem to give you a very, very nice described things. You have copy little things here. Also, what I like with the VS Code is that you could do a copy, you could do edit message, you could do delete message, branch after this message. So that's the 120 billion model. So now let's do a new one, and let's do Quen 380 billion model. So also one of the things I think I did, I couldn't run a DeepSeek model 128 gig. No, it just doesn't let me. Not enough memory. However, the most important thing is that most every other model would load, and this is the loading time that you see in real time over here. We're both learning at the same time as I'm making this video. Thumb up, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're trying to, learn as we go along, and you might be out there thinking, what is the next desktop PC to get, and why this one might be like the most reasonable one. Because, think about a GPU. GPU on 96 gigabyte, the newest 5090 or whatever the workstation one, 96 gigabyte could be $10,000. What are our other options? Well, we have the Mac Studio. So let's ask this question. What are best PCs with most available configurable RAM LP DDR that could run biggest possible AI models? So let's see with this thing. Okay. So let's see. Asus Pro. You see, one of the issues with these is that it's showing the towers. And if you're doing the tower instead of the video card having the memory, what I think is the powerful thing about the Framework desktop that we were looking at is over here. Framework desktop. Configure now. So it has the 8,000 megabytes a second transfer speed, and it has the 8060 graphics card. So you technically get a graphics card with 96 gigs of RAM, which is impossible to get otherwise. And you get a whole computer with it. So the computer runs perfectly stable with having 96 gigabytes of video memory card, and with 32 gigs is more than enough. Okay, so this model is giving us 39 tokens. Okay, so let's try a different one. There's a model which Minstrel. I'm not sure if it's that one. So this is the Health Ranger one. I made a previous video. Just check out my video. It's called Enoch AI. This CW C Minstrel. Tell me how I can have how many times per week to work out and how much protein for 6'2" man to build muscle. So what I like about this AI specifically is that this one can run on 8 gigabyte memory card, and it's actually pretty good. It's built by Mike Adams, and it has all this health and supplement information built into it. So you don't need to necessarily get the biggest AI models because they won't necessarily tell you enough stuff. But you see over here, it does talk about eating organic chicken breast. A regular AI model oftentimes doesn't even care like whether you eat organic or the ones with the chemicals in it and hormones and how that messes your stuff up. So we're seeing this AI. Okay. So this one can run in 8 gigs of RAM. Let me show you. It's using 13.4. Probably you want to get the 16 gig model. And you see when you load a smaller model, I guess the context window also shrinks. So you could probably get by if you have a 16 gig video card. So a 5060 Ti, a 5070 Ti Super, or like one of the older ones. A 3090 has 24 gigs RAM, VRAM. So the AI models don't necessarily have to do it like that. So we could probably ask similar questions. I do have the AI stuff installed on the computer, so it did this in 21.77 tokens a second, and it gave some pretty decent information. So muscle gain, workout days 5 times a week, strength and performance, bulking, fat loss while preserving muscles 3 times a week. So workout days. So if you want to bulk, do the fat loss while preserving muscles. Working out 7 days a week is counterproductive, increases cortisol, and reduces recovery. Okay, very interesting. Gives you the amounts of proteins for different kinds of meats and eggs, which is really good. All right, friends. I don't want to make this video way too long. This thing can run probably some of the heavy-duty models. Let me show you the specific models we could actually probably get. Close this down. You see, this is the model selection screen you can get over here. You could paste in Hugging Face models from here. And in a previous video, I gave you the link to the model to get the training. So the 30 billion one, it tells you how many gigabytes, and then see it says install full GPU. So this considerably speeds up the interface. So that's the benefit of this one, is that you have a 96 gigabyte GPU to play with. And you have these different parameters, and you have different ways to learn training material. I'm still learning. So friends, I hope you enjoyed the video and the tokens per second helped. Put your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye.